Make a lot of noise for Mr. Brandon Koss, everyone.
Get some applause on the record. How's everyone's day going? Yeah, I'm having a pretty decent week. I did have to bring my dog to the vet, though. He had a rash on his area. Yeah, I hope you guys know what I mean when I do this. Because the receptionist at the vet's office did not. And to explain it in a different way, I was like, okay, I have the dog, and he has a hot banana. That she understood. A hot banana's not a thing, you guys. I've never been at a friend's house and they were like, hey, do you want a banana? And I said, yes, but only if you warm it up for me. So we took the dog into the room. The doctor came in and said, hey, need to look at the area. I want you to hold him like a person, which I can do because I am a person. All that means is you take him under his arms so his legs hang down, like when Michael Jackson dangled that baby off the balcony. He did it. The doctor looked at the area, and I don't know how to explain this other than by saying his lipstick had gone goth. But the doctor said it's not a problem. We'll give you a spray twice a day, spray it on the area. In a week, he'll be fine. And my wife and I had been wondering whether or not we want to have children. But I think now that twice a day one of us baby dangles him while the other one spritzes his goth lipstick, we're just going to stick with the dog. Yeah. I am married. Yes. My wife is a small business owner, and what I learned from that process is that when you open a small business, you can call it whatever you want. There's a place by my house, it's called Gus's Steak Shop. I could, if I wanted to, open a place right across the street called Way Better Than Gus's Steak Shop. And Gus wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Mostly because Gus can't fight. But I am married. She's a real crafty lady. We like to hang out in craft stores. We were in a craft store the other day in the yarn aisle. There's a whole aisle that's just yarn. It was pretty crazy. She picked up a thing of yarn, which I now know is called a skein, because I'm in a serious relationship. She picked it up, held it up, loudly announced to everyone around, multiple customers, multiple employees, hey Brandon, this one's named after you. And then pointed at a label that said thick and quick. My wife. Another thing we like to do together is we like to watch those like horrible Christmas Hallmark movies. You guys like horrible Christmas Hallmark movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We do the whole bingo card. We watch them all. And I've noticed that these movies are the most unhinged movies I've ever seen in my life. Even the trailers are unhinged. So I recorded off the TV a couple of these trailers. I want to play them for you just to show you how unhinged these trailers are. This small town church is going out of business. The only thing that can save it is an all-brass Christmas jamboree. Starring the middle child from Full House. You know the one. Tonight, gather the family because we are horny for Jesus. Doesn't seem appropriate. But this was the Family Movie channel. Okay. I also noticed that they're like weirdly political. There's just like really really try to hide it. This next one, they're not really hiding it anymore. They always have like someone that you remember from when you were a kid. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie, and that's how they get you.
The relationship between the military and the defense-minded corporations of America is one where both sides benefit. One side by obtaining war weapons, and the other side by being paid to supply them. Tonight, at 7 p.m. on the American Family Channel, Danica McKellar stars in Military-Industrial Complexes.
What does that have to do with Christmas? It's fun. I've been married for 5 years, you guys. Which is really impressive because if I eat a Kraft single, I have to lie down for a while. She looked at me and said, forever. I was thinking, like, what did I do right to where I've been in a successful marriage for 5 years? And I've really thought hard about it. I think it's because my wife is the only person I've ever dated that I haven't made go to a ska concert. She appreciates that. My friend group in high school was a ska band. Called the Skamikazes. It's real. I don't know if anyone in here speaks Japanese, but kamikaze in Japanese, it means something beautiful. It translates to divine wind. Skamikaze in Japanese translates to 6 white dudes. I didn't want to be a ska musician. I always wanted to be a rapper. My rap name would be Sippy Cup. Yes. I did rap in public one time, and it was my high school English class. I rapped a song about the book To Kill a Mockingbird. It was called Finches and Hoes. And I got a B. For bars. My other dream when I was in high school was to be a professional basketball player. Played basketball my whole life. I love basketball. My favorite team that I was ever on was my 4th grade basketball team. Because we ran all these awesome trick plays. My favorite trick play, the power forward would fall on the ground. Start crying. And then when everyone was paying attention to him, I missed a layup. I didn't go pro. This all happened in Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I had to leave because everyone there is really into what I call the 3 C's. You guys, obviously, it's Pennsylvania. You might not know. The 3 C's are cars, camouflage, and casual racism. I wasn't into those. To leave. People in Wisconsin like to brag that because they live there, they experience all 4 seasons. But I lived there for 30 years. That is not true. Wisconsin has 2 seasons. Ice and bees. One thing that is good, though, is every weekend in the summer in Wisconsin, you can see a dog agility show. Love those. I think that would be the perfect job, to be the person that announces at the dog agility show. Your entire job is just to make people excited to see dogs. All right, let's try it out. Who's ready to see some dogs do some tricks? Perfect. A lot of these have dock diving competitions, and then they come out and they're like, who wants to see some dogs get wet? And the crowd is like, And then they're like, I said, who wants to see some dogs get wet? And you're like, I guess. Please stop saying that. Let's play a little game. We were talking about small town Wisconsin festivals. I'm going to name one, and I want you guys, you can yell this out. We are at an improv theater. What you think happens at this small town Wisconsin festival, okay? We'll start out really easy. Cheese Fest.
Eat cheese.
Quesadillas.
Quesadillas.
Yeah.
Wow, getting exotic for Wisconsin. So at Cheese Fest, there are 6 different kinds of cheese curds that you can try. And for $35, you can get Hulk Hogan's daughter's autograph. Yeah. This next one is Bay Fest. What do you guys think happens at Bay Fest? It happens in Green Bay. That's why it's called that.
Swim in the bay.
So you swim in the bay?
Polar plunge.
The polar plunge might happen there. Let's get some different guesses that aren't right. Crabs in Wisconsin?
Football.
Green ones.
Green crabs. Okay, that's a guess. Football. Football. Okay, what actually happens is that even though you've hung out a lot, Jessie Bishel says she doesn't want to be your girlfriend. And then you see mid-2000s emo band The Spill Canvas alone. So that's Bayfest. It worked out. I'm married. This is Pioneer Days. This is in northwest Wisconsin. What do you think happens at Pioneer Days?
Butter churning. Louisiana Purchase.
The Louisiana Purchase happens every year in Wisconsin.
You make clothing out of animal skins.
Yeah.
You make clothing out of animal skins. Okay. What actually happens is that everyone gathers in the middle of town, and then some guy gets on the roof of the tallest building in town and throws live chickens into the crowd. That's real. That happens at Pioneer Days. Know what you're asking yourself? Yes. If you catch the chicken, you get to keep the chicken. And do you want the chicken? Also, yes. It's like the garter belt at a wedding reception. Except for with garter belts, whoever catches it, that's the next person to get married. With this, if you catch the chicken, you're just the next person to get a DUI. But I made a shocking revelation recently. It's been the same guy on the roof throwing the chickens for 30 years. Yeah. Poor guy. 30 years with no shot at a free chicken. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Always the chucker, never the clucker. Any wrestling fans in here? I know there is. I'm a lifelong wrestling fan. Does cause some problems, though, because I recently found out that I know more about the Monday Night Wars, which was a television ratings war between 2 pro wrestling companies in the 1990s, than I do about the American Civil War. Which really says a lot about our public school system, you know? That there's a 35-year-old man who thinks that Sergeant Slaughter won the Battle of Carthage. I'm a lifelong pro wrestling fan, which came in handy when it was time for my mom to explain my parents' divorce to me, because she could just put it in pro wrestling terms. She wasn't yelling at my dad. She was cutting a promo on him. They weren't about to have a custody battle. It was a custody battle royal. And I'm an only child, but if they had more kids, it might be a custody royal rumble. My mom used to call me her little championship belt. But that's where everything fell apart for me. Because I'm a lifelong fan. I've seen a lot of wrestling matches, and never once have I seen a wrestling match where one of the wrestlers really didn't want the championship belt. I'm trying to make some friends. Trying to make new friends if anyone wants to be friends. I tried to make friends at work, and I thought I would just be the funny guy at work because everyone likes the funny guy.
Yeah.
You know? Right?
Yeah.
So I saw these two talking. It was my coworker Brent, my coworker Sarah, both people who I thought maybe I could be friends with. So I said, "Hey Brent, you left your bedazzler at my house." And then I ate lunch alone for 2 weeks. Because I wasn't the funny guy, I was the weirdo who knows what a bedazzler is. That same job, it was at a warehouse. One time I left the door to the warehouse open, and my manager ran over. He was like, "Brandon, we need to keep that door closed. Do you want a deer to get in here?" Yes. I want to know if a wild animal would experience the regret that I feel when I came in here. I no longer work at that job. I work at a grocery store now, and when I was training at the grocery store, we had to watch a lot of safety training videos. One of the safety training videos had an anti-piracy warning. Who's making illegal copies of safety training videos? Am I gonna be walking down the street later and someone's just gonna pop out of an alley like, "Hey, I got that hot new DVD. It's OSHA compliant." Afraid of getting old. Yes. Anyone else afraid of getting old? Yeah. It's happening to us all. I feel like I'm just one bald spot away from buying a motorcycle. That's a problem. Just a sidetrack because I've thought about this a lot. If I did buy a motorcycle, I would definitely start my own motorcycle club. That'd be cool. Me and my little friends zipping around, right? But you need to have a cool motorcycle club name. Something that looks good on the back of your jackets, that you all wear together, like a little uniform. I think I nailed it, you guys. Because I wanted the name to be like, we're tough, and we're durable, but we're not necessarily going to hurt you. So if anyone wants to join the Moist Towelettes, it's not gross, they clean you. I'm afraid of getting old. Because I think when men get older, they become one of two things, and it's adorable or creepy.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really get to pick which one you become. It's like aging roulette, you know? You gotta just step up to the board, spin the wheel. The towelettes are riding without me. Oh no. You just step up to the table and take a spin. Like, all right, playing chess at the park, playing chess at the park. Please let me get playing chess at the park. Where's my hug? Okay. All right. You know what? Double or nothing. Double or nothing. We'll try again. Spin the wheel. Come on, sweater vest. Come on, sweater vest. Come on. Come on, sweater vest? Ew. I was at work and one of my employees, who I thought might be adorable, walked past me and said, "Time to give this day the finger." And then looked me directly in the eyes and said, "Or 3 fingers, am I right?" Where does that fit with the casino analogy? I felt like I wanted to call the pit boss over and break his fucking legs. One way that I thought I would be a cool old man was by having 2 full sleeves of tattoos. That's one of my goals. I want to have 2 full tattoo sleeves. But I'm an optimist, so I started on my left arm at the top and went down. Started at my right arm at the bottom and went up. Because I thought, I'm going to have money forever. I don't know if you remember, but I'm currently working at a grocery store. I just want to have some money. That's my goal. You know, I have 2 goals. 1, my wife is my biggest cheerleader. I would like to also be a cheerleader for myself. I want to stop being so hard on myself, you know? I want to just really egg myself on. Let's go, Brandon. I don't like yelling that in public. My other goal is to have some money. And I don't need to have all the money. I just want to have enough money to where my shower curtain liner never touches me again. I don't need to be the richest person in the world. I just want to have a shower that's slightly larger than my body. That's my goal. I would also like to buy a new pillow. It's not unreasonable. My current pillow has tenure. Had it for so long. It feels like it's a t-shirt stuffed with Beanie Babies. And not even the rare ones that I could sell to buy a new pillow. I said that like it was sinister. My evil plot to be comfortable while I sleep. Speaking of money, I have a sister-in-law. For Christmas, she got me cryptocurrency. Yeah, which I guess is okay, but she got everyone else in the family $50 gift cards for Old Navy. My wife got a $50 Old Navy gift card. My niece got a $50 Old Navy gift card. And I got to type my bank account information into a website I don't trust. A few weeks after Christmas is her birthday. So I was like, hey, we clearly don't know each other very well, but I want to get you a nice gift. what can I get you? And she said, oh, I don't know. Just get me something fun. Which is not helpful. I spent all day in that Bath & Body Works outlet store smelling all of the candles, all of the hand lotions, and all of the shampoos. And none of them smelled like shopping at Old Navy using a $50 Old Navy gift card, which is the most fun thing that I could think of. A little update to that joke. That was actually 2 Christmases ago. This most recent Christmas, that sister-in-law got me a $25 Old Navy gift card. Yes. I did it. Guys, let's say thanks to the Lancaster Improv Theater for hosting this tonight. Shout out to Malik Stark for hosting. Kyle Shahan. Jesse James Martin. Jesse took my stand-up class at this theater, and now he's on this show. What a full circle moment. That would be nice if he's not out having a cigarette somewhere. Ty Weggert, who's also outside having a cigarette. Let's not pretend it's a cigarette. They're smoking weed. Damian Nopulos is recording tonight for me. This is my last joke. And it is very silly and very dumb, but I love it. It's an impression in 2 parts, okay? And to really get this joke, you need to know that my dog's name is Artie, okay? So here's my impression of me talking to my dog. Good boy, Artie. Thank you. The second part, this is an impression of me when I was a child talking to my lunch. Good boy, RD. All right, thank you guys for laughing at that. I'm Brandon Koss. Thank you so much.